Oh, no
Yes,
problem. It is not your fault. It's not your fault.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is Saturday, April 23rd. This is a Hucolo webinar with our very special guest, Jim Charles. And we are going to be taking requests. So if you have any requests, please put them into the YouTube chat and I will check on that. And we are going to do blessings and announcements. I will be doing the announcements for the upcoming class next week, which is Saturday and Sunday, April
30th.
April 30th and 31st, May 1st. The cost is $150.
Hi, Jim. I love you. Hi, guys. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen.
It is Saturday and Sunday, April 30th and May 1st. Cost is $150. It's 1:30 to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have several openings that are left. Please don't miss this opportunity for this upcoming class. Jim, would you like to add? I know that there was a little bit more information that was going to be channeled during this.
Yes, it will be. They're telling me that the matrix will also include the inclusiveness of the horoscope, the elements, things that you might be interested outside of just regularly learning what the matrix is, but what it also affects, which is everything. And so it's inclusive of many things that some people may not be aware of. So it's inclusive with numerology, it's inclusive with the horoscope, it's inclusive with dreams and many, many things that you would not consider matrix oriented.
Yes, thank you very much. If you're interested in this class, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org and I will get the information out to you on how to register for the class. We are going to limit it to about 20 so that it doesn't get too much. So if you're interested, get an email to classes@hucolo.org. All right, thank you. Now we're going to go ahead and do blessings. And before the other announcement that I wanted to make was that the new YouTube channel, Elijah Speaks, is up and running. And once a week, twice a week, we're not really sure exactly how many messages are going to come out, but it will be just Elijah's message. And if you're interested in looking more into that, please visit the site, subscribe to it, and then we will, the more people we can get on there, the better. Share your messages. Share if you find a message that is very touching, enlightening, reaches to you, please feel free to share that with friends and family. Jim, would you like to say anything about the Elijah Speaks?
Elijah Speaks is just Elijah. It is nothing about anything else. He has a message for the world. He has a message to God's people. And as he continues, he wants you to make note that this is something that God wants him to do, and that it is something that is going to help the people do what they need to do, I guess. I don't know what to say about that.
Right.
I'm really not as eloquent as he is, so.
Sure you are. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go ahead then and do blessings. And we're going to have Yana go first. It will be Yana, Barb, Susan, and then Wendy. So just as after Jim gives the interpretation, go ahead and go with the next person.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is the Arcturians again. neka hainte keneka ahantata e yenne te e hiaha harte te no kua ai te ne ke ineke eta tu naite te uai te no kua te shetente ano nua tui ke te waka ante urte ne kua ne kua tini kua ta ne tuai ke te haste uatana yenne te ke etai Ostenne o quantai tu noa a te o quantatai. Tartene o caiste te noa.
Greetings. The incoming energies have altered the course of your world. It is that you are moving in a much more positive way at this time. We hope that positive way continues. We will see that all is well with you by sending our prayers to mingle with yours, and with God's blessing, all will be well in the future. However, we know that it will get darker before the dawn, but this is a very good sign for us that things will turn out well.
Ki hata hiatoa, ki hata hiato, ki hata mahiata, ko hahia, hia hita hiatoko, pi hahat nahi, hahati hatokosho, hi hata hana hiata, ko ha, tiataka hia, ko ahiki hiata, ki mi hia, hatna hia hata. Namaste.
Protect yourselves and keep yourselves protected. Guard your eyes, guard your ears, and guard your mouth. For it is the day that it can be controlled by other means. You may hear things and it will not be the same as it was spoken. You will see things, but it is not as it was supposed to be seen. You will speak things and people will not hear your voice in the same way. You must protect yourself and make everything that you say worth saying and positive. Be aware that the whole world is listening and not just one thing. The butterfly effect is going on all the time, and you want to send into that effect the positivity that is in your heart and in your belief system.
Beautiful. I feel that Ra wants to come in with a message. To sia kia sukuitia sia koya ia sia totoya ia. Kia si kotoya ia sa kototoya ia si to itia si koya tia sia kototia ia sukoya ia. Kia sa tokoya tia suoya tia. Kia sukoya tia totoya ia sukotoya ia. Hosia koya ia sukotoya ia sikia. Blessings.
It is that God's hand is upon you and it is upon the world. It is a time of great distress, but out of that distress, there will grow some peace. Remember, when the garden is tilled and the earth is upturned, then there is more breath for the plants to rise up through. And so this makes it more fertile. That is what is happening on your world as well. You will be tilled, and then your seeds will grow.
Te kuruia ni e te kuruia ta ai te kuruia na ta ta he te tuui ta pahira ta ta kuruia na ta ta ti di utuia na a pahoia ni ni te tuui ni ta kataria to a ka ni to ta he te tuira ana ni ni i tutuia ta hai na na nei ni ni tu hai no ni a hai ni a no ni na he ni no ni e tu ya ta ta ni a hirura a huru ni hanya na ni ma atkuriana na iti hutu ma iti chikria.
Reach out your hands and send healing to the earth. Reach out your hands and send healing to your friends and those close by. Reach out your hands and send energy to Gaia. She is knowing that all things are of energy, and she is wanting your energy to help. Remember that the energies of the earth are changing. The feminine energies are rising, and they are becoming equal to the male energies. This is a time of great expression for all of mankind, for things will change in many different ways and many different energies. Allow it to happen, for it is a rebirth of sorts, a revitalization, a recalculation, and a re-understanding of all the things that are here for you. You must open your ears and eyes to know and see the truth. Yes, it was said to keep guarded, but the guard is down in some people. You just listen to everything and anything, but it must not be this way anymore. You must guide or be guided in positive ways so that you may grow and do what you are needed to do.
Thank you, everyone. Great messages. We have several people on our list for requests. Archangel Raphael, Archangel Samuel, El-Yaha, Takur, Elijah, Ra, Tutupeli, Katumi, Adamus, Queen of Lyra, and Spiricos. So that's quite a list today. Let's see who comes through. And thank you, Jim.
You're welcome. One moment, and I will do a meditation. Greetings, I am Elijah. This message will be short. It is a new day, a new time, a new energy, and a new feeling. It is a new understanding and a new course of action. Those of you that have been steadfast with God are moving forward, but some of you have found that you are in a slump. You are not moving. You are staying the same. You're not doing what it is that you need to be doing. And you say you have no understanding of how to get out of this. This sometimes, and not always, is about laziness, is about not wanting to do what you need to do. Or it can be that you are not following the way you should follow. Or it is that something else is taking all of your time. Something else is there to take up your mission and scatter it across the earth, because it won't happen until you take charge of it. What does that mean? Take charge of your mission means that you must be hands-on, that you must be pushing yourself forward, that you must be learning about what it is you need to learn. And some of you don't even know what that is, but that is all right, as long as you are learning in the truth, asking God and praying for God's guidance. How could he not lead you and guide you if you're not asking for his help? Many of you are looking for guidance, but you don't have that understanding of where things are, what things are, who God is. Trust that God will understand and lead you in the way that you must be led. This is a crucial time. Many of you are static in the sense that you haven't really done much lately, but there are many of you moving forward, doing things to help the world, bring the information to the world that is necessary. This is our time. And I speak of our time, meaning all of your time as well. God wants you to be a great person. There are giants among you, but also there are those of low station. There are those that are deceivers among you, but there are also those of great loyalty, love, and understanding. You know who you are. And I'm not just speaking to this group, but to anyone that listens. I must tell you, the fate of the world is in your hands, not only in just my hands, but in your hands. I am not the only one that has a job to do. I am not the only one that has a mission. But like I said, there are giants among you that will stand out, that will be seen, will be noticed, will be understood. If you keep following in God's way, you will be seen. And not for your own benefit, but for God's benefit. But that will still raise you above the crowds. That will still give you a voice that many, many, many will hear. And I praise God for you that will raise to those levels. Please be astute. Please be willing. Please be accepting and allowing for God to do what he needs to do within you. Because some of you need things to still be removed, and some of you still need to accept him in his fullness. But he will do the work if you also work. He cannot come in and zap you. A lot of people are waiting for that zap of God to come along and just pick them up and say, hey, you're one of the people that I want. He wants you to come to him, then he will work with you. He does not break your free will unless he has to. Now, I don't want to go on and on and on. I just want you to know that God is ready for you when you come to him. God is ready for you when you come to him. I know that I am speaking fast today and with a great energy because there is little time left for you to prepare. And when I say little time, I do mean little time. Some people say, how soon is soon? How soon is now? Now is the time. Now is your time to make some moves, to be seen, to be understood, to be heard. Some of you have your own YouTube channels and your own groups and your own leadership places. It is now time to bring understanding to all those that are in your tutelage. Bring them into the greater understanding of God. Show them and open their eyes to something that they need to see. Show them something worth looking at. Show them something of God, of the higher realms, of truth, of love. Because the example of love, compassion, truth will be your legacy. What you do in your life from here on in is your legacy. Some of you have already started that. But I want you to finish it in a very positive and beautiful way. For your legacy will tell who you were as a human, as a spiritual leader, who you were in God, and who you are among men and women. That is all I have to say for today. It is a short but very powerful message that needs to be given. You need to give it to others. I will give it to you. God will give it to me. It is a chain of command that not can be broken. So God, me, you, and then the people that you teach. Be well, rise up, be of great joy, knowing that God is using God is using you for his will. Amen.
Thank you, Elijah.
We are Ra.
Greetings, Ra. How are you?
We are well.
Thank
It is time for us to make ourselves known in a different way than some might academically see us. We are not only of academics, intellect, and faith, but we are of love also. But we needed to get across a more human message first. Something that would draw you in and make you understand that we have something that you need. But now we want you to face God. He is what you need as well. If you choose us as an intermediary for you to talk to him or talk to higher spirits, we are willing to do that. We are willing to understand who you are. We are willing to continue preaching and teaching the way we have always done. But if you need special attention, we are also willing to do that. We, all. There is oneness in everything. There is oneness in the things that we are all sharing. There is oneness in the way that things will be. Let us help you. Let us free you. Let us show you the way to God. If the ways that you have chosen have not been satisfactory, perhaps coming the way of Ra might be. We just offer it as an alternative, for we are of the oneness. Question.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Sheer has a question. Go ahead, Sheer.
Greetings.
Greetings.
So I take it that you are a collective named Ra?
Correct.
Could you expand a bit about a race, or what kind of spirits are you, and what is your expertise? When should we call upon you?
That all is in your academics. You can see us the way you want to see us. We are peoples, gods, demigods that have arisen from the Egyptian era. We are here to worship the sun. And when we can call it the sun, do we mean an actual orb in the sky? Or do we mean what it signifies as life itself? For without it, there would be none here. Of course, there are other elements that create life as well. Water, air, and fertilizer, and things of this nature. But the sun is the brightness, the light, the beauty, and the the expanse that we wanted to reach. Many of these other things we speak about do not shine as brightly or look as glorious. And so to get your intention, we want to bring you to the understanding that God is this kind of light and this kind of understanding, this kind of beauty, this kind of oneness that we share. Now, to call on us is easy. How would you call on any of your gods or demigods? You would just ask for us. You would ask for anything that we could help you with. Do not be shy. We do have the energy of God with us. And I myself, or we ourselves, all ascertain that God is with us and within us. We could not do what we do without his help, his understanding. Did that answer your question?
I see. Yes, and something else, unrelated. I have some back problems for several weeks now, and also my mother is after an operation. So if you could send us both healing or ask for the right people or God to send us some healing modalities, it will be much appreciated.
Of course. We see
Thank
your
you.
needs. We see and understand. We are in the light, and so are you. Let the light be shared with all of the things that are hurting you, all of the things that are not positive. Let the light go into these places for healing. We will help, but I cannot explain it any better than that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, thank you very much. Susan Mulheran has a question.
Mulheran.
Mulhern, yes.
Mulhern.
The A is silent. Great to speak with you, Ra. So just for a clarification, when I channel Ra, which to me feels like an individual being, the individual being Ra from Egyptian times, am I connecting with you, the collective?
Yes.
Or that I'm more channeling you and
there is more to us and more understanding to us than to be offended by something of this nature. We come through as a collective through one voice. This is one voice. So how other than that can you look at us when you are channeling us? We are not hundreds and thousands of voices speaking at once, but yet we are through one. Do you understand?
Yes, yeah. So that I just wanted to clarify that. So that's amazing. I know there's like high vibrational Christed lights coming into the planet right now, and I would say around on a Wednesday, Thursday last week, I had a dream of climbing the Matterhorn mountain, and it was snow covered, and the sun was shining brightly, and I reached the peak, and then I noticed a shift that day of where it felt like I had dropped a layer of density, or I like a lot of attachments, cords to other people seemed to like I seemed to be released from a lot of that heaviness I was feeling in the days prior to that. And I had also heard there would be like a 3-day period around like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week where this great influx of light and light codes, Christed light would be hitting the planet and awakening many. I didn't know if you could possibly speak to that or give us some clarity around that.
Yes. In these times, especially certain short periods of 3 and 5 days, sometimes there will be incoming energies and light codes. These are dimensional codes. I'm not wanting to go too deeply into the mathematics and the algorithms of all of these, But let me say that they have a great deal of energy and power, and they change density, which is what you felt. You felt a lighter density, you felt moving up. What it is happening with your world is density is changing. You're between the third and the fourth density. Now, some say it's between the third and the fifth density. I do not want to split hairs, but I just will tell you that you are moving into a higher density, dimension, and thought process. As the thought process is able to attach through the matrix to these light codes, algorithms, and mathematical schematics, they will also bring you up into light thought processes and changes. Your body will change, your thought processes will change, but it will not be drastic. It will be little by little. It will have something to do with how well you are focused into the light, how well you are focused into purity and love. Purity has something to do with all of the light codes that come in. Purity is within them. These algorithms and mathematical occurrences are dimensional, not density-wise, but dimensional. This means that the density is not being affected as much as the dimension. Density is also being affected by other things that are coming in, the more of the light codes that will affect density and bring density into understanding to the people that are vibrating accordingly. So vibration is your density. I am sorry if I am speaking above some of your thoughts, but it is that this is not something easy to understand. It is not something that you have actually experienced yet. So as you move through these different density and dimensional changes, you will also be changed. Your individuality is part of what is making up this new density dimension algorithm and mathematics that is coming through. As you become part of it, it is you are assimilating it, and it is changing you. And as it changes you, you will rise accordingly, but according to who you are and who you have been and what you shall be. It knows all.
That's an amazing answer. Thank you, Ra. Much blessings.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Susan Madison has a question.
Yes.
Thank you, Ra, for coming. I wondered if you were aware of some movements of a young man named Mateus Di Stefano. He had a group that went to Egypt, and I think some are still there. They've been working there, I believe, to, assist with ascension, but also to open maybe some gates. How did that go?
Open. What?
How did that go? How is it going?
It's going well. But remember, time is important in the sense that only God knows the right moment where things and gates will open. He allows these things in his own patterns, in his own times. He is part of the matrix that is part of their mission. And so as he is working with them, he will definitely bring open the gates that are necessary for them to walk through and them to discover in the right time.
Thank you. One last question. I guess I feel like I'm getting some kind of downloads right now.
Yes.
And I wondered if you could verbalize what is happening. I feel a strong energy coming in.
Yes. Let me explain something to you. Your light codes are coming to you, your mathematics, your density and dimensional things are upon you right now. What this is about is that the last solstice brought around greater understanding for women to rise up, women to become part of a greater thought process with mankind. You are experiencing this female surge, this rising of evolution to the equality of man. Not that you need it, it just, the energy needs to be there to support you. You have always been equal. Never have you been unequal. But now is the time for women to rise. Now it is a time for equality between men and women. And now it is the beginning. You are feeling also light codes and downloads of particular energies that are light languages and light understandings and higher elements of knowledge. With this, you will be brought forth in some way to face a new challenge, but you will be equipped to hold your ground with it and rise to victory.
Thank you. I'll think about that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Lily Pad, you are next.
Thank you. Hello, Ra. Thank you for being here.
We are pleased.
Thank you. I have kind of different questions. Well, well, I'm curious, one, about your physical, how they have it here. Like I saw a picture of you like having a disc on the top. I don't know, I call it a disc with a snake. Is that real? How what they show here in the picture? And then you having an ankh on one hand and the other, a stick kind of stick on the other hand?
Just symbols.
Symbol?
Those are symbols of the kinds of powers that can be wielded by the gods. Right now, they are less important than the actual messages that are coming from the gods. Yes, there is the disc and the, there are many meanings for these different things throughout the ages. The original meanings are probably lost to time with you and with the changing of all that happens within your world. History was not recorded well at that time. But it will tell you that at that time, they had great meanings of power and of spiritual meanings. But I am not interested in any symbols at the moment, just with the understanding that God is clarifying and rebuilding his world. He is there to cause a great uprising.
Thank you. And I have so I've been, it sounds like also you were a leader in the past, or still a leader. I'm not sure, but my question is, how can I be, when life put you in a leadership position and I'm like kind of nervous, maybe, what's your advice to be a leader at this moment without being mean to others? Or because I'm having difficulties in, so what's your advice?
First of all, relax. This is a job for someone that can be themselves. This is a job for someone that is firm and fair, that does not have to yell and scream or be a great authority figure. This is a job for you to train and teach. If people are doing things wrong, you must go to them and say, this is how you do it. Let me show you, because let me tell you what is you're doing wrong and what it causes. you must let them know what the outcome of their foolishness or mistakes are. First of all, you say, if you keep doing it this way, this will happen. But you don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to berate them. You have to be yourself, be kind, be fair, be firm. If some bulk against you, you must say, that's not your place. It is my place to tell you, not your place to tell me. But this does not have to happen unless they do bulk, unless they do disobey. And you will know those right away.
Yes. Yes.
So if you have these problems with those who bulk, then you must take action. It is not that you are being mean. Look at it this way. They have caused their own trouble. They have caused their own trouble. And that's what you can tell them. I don't want to be mean to you, but you're making your own trouble.
Yes. Yes.
It's you that's making the trouble.
Yes. Doesn't like you say, yeah, you describe everything to a T. Now my last, so I guess I've been having job that is take me to the leadership, and I've been saying no. This time I say yes. Probably I say yes, and
you are ready.
Well, okay. Thank you for your yes. And now so I've been trying. Then I felt this job made me feel like I need to connect more to myself and God. I don't know.
Yes.
So anyway, I've been praying to God. I don't really know, I'll be honest. I don't speak light language or anything like that, but I don't even know how to pray. So I've been trying to pray, and I don't know if He's listening, if he can hear me, or am I doing this wrong? So if you have any guidance right now that you can say, I can pray. How can
listen carefully? If you can speak, He can hear. If you pray, you must use your own words, your own thoughts, and your own heart, and your own mind to pray. If you are looking at something else or someone else to teach you how to pray, they may only be a guide. You must do this from the sincerity of your spirit. The sincerity of your spirit is where prayer comes from. If you are having problems, beseech God that He may understand you. Beseech God that He may help you with your problems. But do not pretend that you are not talking to Him, because He hears everything.
Correct.
So do not worry about it. Direct your attention to Him and speak. That is prayer.
Thank you. Last thing I ask is, can you please give us some healing whenever you can?
Healing is beautiful. I can send healing, and many will accept it no matter what. There will be a few that resist, but not for long.
Nice.
Healing goes to the subconscious, and healing lifts those out of negativity and disease and despair. Send out your healing daily to the world. It may be one thing that is helpful to Gaia and to many others, so that you can have peace in your world, that you may have peace and understanding of the light codes, of the mathematics, of the algorithms.
Thank you so much. And I ask for your guidance. That would be, I will be grateful. Thank you. That's all.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We have a couple questions from the YouTube chat. Liney C says, can you please ask Ra what lit the pyramids inside? Obviously not candles, and there's no burn marks.
Correct. She is right. There was technology in there to light the way. All this technology has been removed, but they forgot one light bulb. But it is that it was found, and it's an ancient light bulb, and they don't know what to do with it because it does not match anything that has been seen to date on your world. But they found one, but they thought they had gathered all of them. The technology is all gone. The things that caused energy to flow through the pyramids and fuel the ships and cause so many different things to happen. You see, pyramids were used for many, many, many things. Collecting energy, fueling ships, keeping things safe, communication, transportation, transporting, landing and taking off, etc. It's just amazing how many things were done with the pyramids. But yes, they were lighted by technology.
Thank you. Tanya Battle says, did the Ra Collective have a mission during the Egyptian era?
Of course.
Oh, can you expand on it?
What is all missions? To rise above the normal physicality, the normal negativity that dwells on a planet with its people, to look into the higher heights of spirituality and the light thereof. There is many ways to speak it and know it, but to preach it is the least of it all. You must experience it. You must find a way to let God in so that the light can shine on your soul, in your body, and all through you. Shining on you is one thing. Shining through you is another.
Thank you very much for that. Yana has a question.
Hello, Ra. Thank you for joining us and bringing us your wisdom. I have some curiosity still that you may want to answer. I was curious where you as a collective came from when you moved into the Egyptian times of old. What draw you in to that time?
We were creator beings. We were those of gods. They were, of course, we showed ourselves as a man at times, but it has to be that God ordained that we be the collective that we are. We are those higher than the regular, the norm. We are those that have achieved great things, but not to be dwelling on our own selves, but we are here to show mankind and show many other civilizations what the truth is about power, love, freedom, intellect, free will. There are many things there to expand and be wise about.
Thank you for that. Were you involved in the mystery schools of Egypt?
Of course.
And because when the moment you came on, I heard the Eye of Ra. Is that symbolic for something?
All-knowing Eye of Ra, yes. It is that God is all-knowing, and he gives us a knowingness as well that is all-knowing in some respects, as much as we can handle, as much as we can move forward and give to others. He is giving us that understanding and that knowingness. The eye represents that we are also looking for God and seeking God, but it also represents that we are powerful enough to give information as well.
Okay. So
And then we see.
thank you for that. Are you somehow related? I don't know how to ask this, but and please don't be offended when I say this. But are you from Blue Avian descent?
There are blue avians among us.
Because that was what I saw in my vision, that what the more physicality.
All beings are among us in some way, through the algorithms, through the light codes. Is it that they could not be with us? No, they have to be with us. Yea, they are always with us. And as each one of them lives, they give their understanding to the matrix, and the matrix is fed.
So as creator beings, are you in an angelic form from God, in that lineage?
We are in any form we wish.
And when in our perception we would give a density to that, or it's not density, dimension to that.
What density are we in?
No, not
whatever
density.
density we want to be in, because we're multidimensional.
Yes.
We appear to you as you wish to see us. We show ourselves in friendly ways, not to deceive, but to help you to understand that we are not an enemy. And then we put through our information to you. And then we put through our light to you. We do not deceive in that way at all. If you would not want to see our true appearance, it would be of a great light of the sun. It would be like that.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That makes it clear. Thank you so much, and much blessings to you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Wendy, you are next.
Hello, how are you today, Father? Greetings.
Well, we are well.
The question that I have is that I've found myself wanting to have light language translation capabilities to be more clear. They come through when I speak. I understand my own and translate, but the translation of others, is this something that I am ready and capable of? Is that something I may be gifted with at this time? And any others in this group?
Yes. Gifts are available to all of you, but you must earn them and be worthy of them in some ways. Sacrifice and prayer, understanding, and preparation to use them in a positive way is always part of this. You have gathered many gifts and you have used them well. So new gifts will be opened unto you until there are no more gifts to be given. But that will be a long time from now.
Wonderful. Thank you. So there's there's more every year. So I apparently have some kind of constriction on my left ankle, and the only reason I bring this up is because I am trying to have a further understanding, because we limit ourselves within our 3D bodies and don't necessarily know. And I know that I have done this. I haven't tapped into yet why am I limiting myself, and understanding that we can shackle ourselves, and helping others to understand this energy and this movement of this energy, that our ability to be able to do that.
Sometimes someone grabs you by the ankles and holds you down so that you cannot move or walk. But as you are free, as you look for higher guidance, those hands melt away because they cannot hold you any longer. This is a time when you can try to step forward again. You may be in the darkness, seemingly, but the first step is a step of faith. And I know that you are trying to make that now. Do not worry, it will come. There are things on your plateau at this time that must be looked at. And it is not that you are not moving forward. It is that God has stopped you to make you see where you are and what you have accomplished already. Then, and only then, after you see and know, will you move forward again.
I understand. So it's not only myself holding me back, it's more of a slow down and smell the roses.
Exactly. You have many things in the works, but you need to rebalance.
Okay. Thank you. I think that rebalancing, a big portion of that will be coming when we're at Shasta this September again.
Great.
Thank you so much. Beauties and blessings to you.
Let the power that is on you come within you and bring forth that which is all of you, and that it will make you great and lead you to the lighter and the higher powers that are yours.
Thank you. That was great.
Blessings. Thank you.
Gulnar is next.
Greetings, Ra.
Greetings.
As I started my spiritual life, which was only about 4 or 5 years ago, I have discovered this material Ra with the name The Law of One.
Yeah.
And I have found there's so much information where I found the connection between everything, which was very much eye-opening for me. So I have really swallowed all the books as I found connections even between the UFO and the God and the healing and the even Egyptian tarot cards and so on.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask why I felt such a strong resonance with that material. Do I have some connection to you?
You do have connections to the Egyptian realm. You have many connections there, more than one lifetime there. And you were at the end of the age of the Egyptians when things changed. The earth was changing at that time. And you were witness to the deserts becoming, or the green areas becoming deserts, and the things that were the common to the Egyptian landscapes and topography changing. And therefore you are connected by your thoughts of these changes. You lived a long life in that period and were able to see things happening. You are not human at that time. And as you stayed on the planet for over 200 years, you stayed and watched as the planet changed, and you could not stop it, nor did you really want to. But you were here to understand that this planet is one of great change, and that you would be part of it in the future.
Thank you. Can you, when you say you are not a human, can you say what I was? Do I have some connection, for example, to Sirius?
Yes.
Or something different?
You feel the connection to Sirius quite strongly.
Yes.
That is where you came from this time. You were a volunteer to come to this place. And when you soaked up all the information, did you also soak up love and compassion?
Thank you. Can you share some meditation techniques in the sun, sitting in the sun, and also how to pray to Father Sun?
It is easy. Your heart prays, but your positioning does not really matter that much.
Mhm.
Only that you are more comfortable and that you are able to fall into a trance-like space. It does not have to be fully in the sun, but it
Mhm.
must be fully in the energies of the sun. Let me put it this way.
Yes. Yes.
You understand what I am saying?
I tried just sitting in the sun, and I realized I received some information when I just sit there
Yeah.
and stay still, right?
But you can do this indoors as well and still receive if your mind is on the sun.
Mm. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Things will grow and evolve for you. Your
Mhm.
understanding is growing still.
Yeah. One more last question. I know that I have done so much spiritual work, and I know that one day I need to focus completely on the spiritual work also as a profession. That's my passion. But at the moment, I got involved in very much into earthly tasks, like at my new job, and I feel like I may be stepping away a little bit from my main mission, or is my mission what I'm doing at the moment, where I am now?
Your mission is multifunctional. But when you get home from your working, it does not have to stop there.
Yes,
I
I
would
switch.
send you
Mhm.
some automatic writing so
Mhm.
that the messages are coming through you still.
Mhm.
And I
Thank
want
you.
you to do that because I have messages to come through you.
That would be great. I don't want to
You are not faltering.
get passive on this. I'm really developing both directions at the same time. And but usually people tend to focus more on one thing, right? But I'm trying to manage both directions.
Keep your eye on God. I know that you must do your tasks and live and function in this realm,
Okay.
but your heart is God's. We are knowing this, and we are to share with you that your heart is the most important thing.
Mm. That's a compass, the main compass.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ra. I appreciate. You have
Much-
anything else to say?
Yes. Yay in James for all. What have you here?
What did you say?
You are surrounded by the light. Let it come in more and shine on the heart and the soul. Let yourself be illuminated. Let all that illuminates you be of wise and wisdom and comfort and understanding.
Thank you
And
so much.
above all, love.
Yes. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. J-Lo, you are next.
Hello, Ra. Can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect. Thank you for visiting.
Yes.
In 2011, a bright, glowing object descended upon the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem during the night. Are you aware of this incident?
Yes.
Since, at least in my reality, I haven't come across someone who's asked that question, would you happen to be aware or know who the occupants of that craft were?
They were those that had started the religions in the first place. They were those that wanted to purify it and make it into what it needs to be. But they've seen that they come too late, but never too late in some senses. It is that they want to make aware to all the religions of the earth that there is purity in the beginnings, in the basis, but there is deception throughout the years.
That's very interesting. When I connected with them, just by thinking about the craft per se, and possibly who was navigating it, so to speak, I felt positively overwhelmed to the point where I began to cry, which I thought was quite interesting because I feel like that doesn't necessarily happen to me. So I assumed that it must have been their purity,
Yes.
or
Well,
high energy, so to speak.
They were weeping for the people, but they were also holding light for the people. So they were in a dual meaning.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your perspective and your feedback. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for your question.
Kat, you're next.
Yes, hello, Ra.
Greetings.
Lately, I have been staying a bit late during the night, and one advantage about that is that I can contact with my tiredness energies, and I can release them. I may have exaggerated, and I felt like my physical heart, I kind of pushed it a little bit. Can you scan its energy and check if I don't have any lesions or problems on the heart, physical heart?
One moment. You should not have them unless you would want to incur them upon yourself. You have straightened yourself out in some ways, but over-exhausted yourself in others. Do not do this in the future because it is not for your well-being. But you are not at all in any harm's way at this time.
Super good, super good. When you talk about exhaustion, in what way? In the same way that I stay late at night and
more than that, mental exhaustion as well. Physical, mental, everything is in alignment with what you were feeling. You were spiritually exhausted as well. So you must understand that as you do this to yourself, trying to, I'm not sure how you are trying to raise yourself this way, but it is that you are exhausting all parts of you, not just the physical.
I don't understand spiritual and mental exhaustion.
Spiritual exhaustion is something that you haven't experienced because you don't know how to feel it, but it is there. You have a spirit no matter what you may think. And that spirit is your a part of your energy flow. Sure, the physical body has a spiritual energy flow, has a regular energy flow, and the spirit is part of that energy flow, as well as the emotions and the thought processes. They are all entangled together with your physicality. So if you bring one low and exhaust it, then you are bringing them all low together.
And how this low manifest?
By your will, of course, or by the suggestion that nothing can help you. But everything can help you. There are many things in your world that can help raise you up. But right now you are in a confusion period about certain things. It's all right. That is all right. Everyone receives and it goes through these confusion periods. You may not even see it in yourself yet, but it is there. In order for you to be this exhausted, there has to be something that is not right.
Of course, I don't think I'm the only one who's not right.
No, you are not. I'm not saying that you are not right, because you are sane and you are good. I'm just saying that because of this exhaustion, it has thrown off all the other elements that are in alignment with you. And so you must get them all back.
Okay, I will ponder on that. I don't see.
Yes, you don't understand it, I'm sure.
I don't. Yeah.
I know
don't
that.
see.
But I've explained it so that others can understand it. But you
Mhm.
will as well sometime.
I'll keep it in mind and see what's going on there then. Okay.
Many others understand. You might want to speak to someone.
Yeah.
You are a
With
very
some-
powerful individual in many senses, but you let your imagination get away from you sometimes, as well as everyone. But I love you dearly. You are someone special, but you don't know how to be special yet.
Being special for what I do and who I am, I think it's good enough for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not everything I say may make people happy or want to jump up and down, but what I say is the truth.
I appreciate, and it's something that I'm going to ponder and look at it and see what I have to work on. Of course.
That is all that I ask. You are a wonderful person, and I care about you deeply. We care about you deeply.
Yeah, you can assist me whenever you are around, and you're welcome.
We will. There are light codes coming to you.
Yeah, I feel your energy coming.
Yes, I will send you light codes and algorithms and mathematical ways to ascend and become lighter. You just must accept them. And then you'll feel a lightness. You'll feel a lightness, but it will not be necessarily informational, but it will be part of your journey.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel like it's lifting me up. Like
yes,
I'm
exactly.
Less weight. Super good. I am part of you, and you're part of me. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I have a question for you. This is Angie.
Yes.
The other night, I had an experience during my dream state of actually, like it felt like going through a wormhole or a portal. I don't even know. So I'm hoping that you could possibly elaborate a little bit on where I went and why I went.
A wormhole. Explain.
It felt like I was moving through space. Like it felt like I was moving through not time, but definitely space. I could see on the sides of me. The best way I could describe it is like in Star Wars, Star Trek, all of those, when they go into warp and the stars are moving quickly past them. That's what it felt like to me when I was looking side to side. And then I was at like a wall, and I went through the wall, and I was in like my current location, and I turned around and looked and said, I just went through a portal. Can you maybe elaborate on that? Are you aware?
It's possible that you just went through a portal. It's not a great explanation. Sometimes people see things when they go through portals. Some people don't see anything when they go through, but it was an experience that they wanted you to have, obviously. So that is not surprising. Many of other people here have also gone through similar things as you. But the reason that they sent you through there is to let you know that that is something that will be part of your future, perhaps, or be part of your dream state, or be part of the reasoning that is coming in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. There's a couple questions in YouTube. One of them is from Hey Meltaway. Can you elaborate on how humans create their destiny?
Humans create their destiny before they come here, but it is not a destiny necessarily. A destiny means that it's all mapped out and that it will play out in that fashion. You make a plan before you get here, but it does not necessarily happen the way you planned it. There are many things that can change, and even you may change your own route in your destiny and change your own destiny entirely from what it was when you started. The reason that it's mapped out beforehand is to give you a guidelines of what things you want to learn and what things you want to experience. But you may start your timeline and then not want to complete it, or not want to go through the things that you are going through. So you change it somehow. And that makes it either better or worse. And you will experience different things than what you were initially supposed to experience. Now, these contracts, as they are called, are made with God, but he is willing to show you and teach you different things if you come upon a place where you do not want to agree or stay in line with the contracts. He shows you different elements of teaching in different ways. However, it might be more painful. However, it might be more sorrowful. However, it might be more whatever. It might be actually even less in some cases, for you may have contracted to do a very difficult life and then change your mind and say, I can't do it. So these things are with God, and you change them accordingly by your actions and will. You have free will, and because of that, you can change your destiny.
Thank you for that answer. Safira has a question.
Thank you. Needed a moment. Hello, Rob.
Greetings.
So I understand exhaustion on all the levels you were speaking of pretty well. And can you please help me absorb some of those nice codes and energies coming in case I am too exhausted to take them in myself?
Yes, if you are allowing them to come in, they will. There are light codes around you now. There are also some algorithms and mathematical density proportions around you as well. Please just accept them. It's not something that you have to try. I see, though, that you do not push yourself too much, but you do accept what comes to you.
Yeah, what do you mean? I don't know always how to push myself or have the motivation to push myself, but in which direction are you speaking specifically, or in general? You're speaking in general.
I'd say in general. I am not one to know you inside out and backwards, but I do know that you are someone who allows, and you are pushing forward now to make boundaries for yourself.
Yes, it's true. Thank you. So thank you for your help also with that previous question I had about Egypt. I know I have some connections there, but I don't know if they're important in this life. I've come across people who have very strong connections to you, and I have facilitated them coming together and understanding that with each other. But
you do have connections to the Egyptian realm. They were early on in the Egyptian realm when it was not even fully established. You were a trader that came to the earth through the portals or the transporter that was on the top of Cheops and the other pyramids. You were there to help do trade agreements for the earth with the Egyptians because they were having trouble with gathering food and things that they needed. Look at where they were. They were by a brown river near a desert. And so bounty was not that great. And so traders from outside were very welcome. They would trade for things that were logical and for things that were helpful. And you were one of these.
Okay. So I seem to be a facilitator in this life. Is that connected to that or not really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't understand how connecting to you and your teachings is different from, like when I think of you and the law of one, all that, I don't feel as attracted to it for some reason, maybe because it's too intellectual. But how is like connecting to you and learning through you and connecting to Elijah, learning through Elijah, or connecting to other beings who are bringing God's word at this time or all times? If someone concentrates on you, what would you say your main focus is of your teachings for them?
Let me explain what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, thank you.
Because that is not the way you really meant it. What it is this. Some people are attracted to the intellectual forms of religion, of densities and understandings, how to reach wisdom through academics or thought process. Some people are drawn to the Spirit of God, and they can easily ignite with the Spirit. People go to the places where they can find God most easily. Some will find God more easily through Elijah, or some will find God more easily through Ra. Some will find it more easily to connect to God through Jesus. Some will find it more easily to connect to God through the Hindu gods, Krishna and such. Some will find that Mohammedanism or Islam might be their choice, or even to connect with something greater, they will go to Buddhism, or they will be whatever it is that they feel drawn to. Any of these ways can connect you to God. Is that not so?
Yes, and each teacher has a different focus on what they teach. I wonder what yours would be, was
the academic portion.
Okay.
For those that do not believe that religion can be accepted as something very simple.
Did you help Eckhart Tolle experience oneness for the first time, which is what started his whole journey on Earth here?
Eckhart Tolle discovered us, and we helped him, but only by his own will.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much, Ra. Much love to you.
Very well.
Thank you. We have time for one more question, and that will be Lily Pad has a second question.
Oh, thank you, Angie. Hello, Ryan, again. Well, I was trying to understand something that got my attention. Was like it's a kind of energy that is in my mind, imagination, and is doing something like, for example, grabbing, let's say, I'm grabbing a cup or anything. So it seems like my that's in my mind, but it seems like my hand move, my physical hand move, like it's grabbing it too. So I wonder, is that a kind of energy is coming from me or outside?
Both. You allow the energy to come in, and and in turn, it allows you to accept it and use it. So you are using it by accepting it, and it works its way through you.
What's the purpose of it? I mean, I don't tell my hands to grab it.
Of course not. This is to let you know that there are higher powers, that there are things greater than yourself, that there are mysteries in the universe, and that you should be wanting to know more.
Okay, well, thank you. And if you can say any prayers, but for all of us through the world, that would be great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is it time for me to go?
No, we were wondering if you would do a blessing for us.
Ah, I did not hear that.
Yes.
Nyokweta, awahushunje, nya, kabawanda, nyashab yubiwabo, kashashimi, yaha, ka ua nina, la lagutu, tukwa, fritakiawa. Mesabitu wata, indiyaka, kasubjectu puta, turrete. The subject matter deals with your salvation as a species. I wish you to rise up and take hold of your responsibilities as a species. Your responsibilities to families and friends is honorable, but your responsibility to the world at this time is greater. There may be difficulties within your families and friends that need to be seen and understood. But right now, send out your energy to the world so that it might survive, that it might connect in a loving way, that it may reunite, that it may know God exists.
Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you, Ra, for all of your wonderful information and your
We are
energy.
glad to be of service.
Thank you so much. We would love to have you back again.
What? If Hello?
Hi, Jim. Welcome back.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Is there anyone that would like to do a closing blessing? All right. I am going to go ahead before the blessing. I'm going to do the class announcement. Again, our next class is scheduled. It is for next Saturday and Sunday, April 30th and May 1st. The cost is $150. The time is from 1:30 to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's the in-depth look and understanding of what the matrix is, how it works, plus added information Jim was mentioning earlier about the horoscopes. If you are interested, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org. I will get information on how to register for that class. All right, and then let's have Wendy go ahead and start.
Thank you. Achikiane yaraktuya rapa etakti ya ya pattiani chitikiri arahiri takdiran and yitikdirati apati di tiktuit and to ko aniada arayet kadiata inya adata idukduira takdian that kadiata or written yitikdi apahi juani dikdudia niarata. Blessings.
The world right now is uncomfortable with everything. Is there such things as light language? Is there such things as spiritual language? Is there such things as channeling and the gifts that come through the mind, through the body, through the soul? People are confused and do not understand it. You must let them know that these are gifts of love, not gifts of folly. You must let them know that these are gifts that must be used and not gifts to be feared. But your love and compassion will show them the way. Be the light, be the example.
Thank you for that. What a wonderful message. Barb, go ahead.
Shatatitia hokohahiana. Hiata kohahia kaka. Tihata heketa. Koshuhaha hia. Wata niata tokoto. Hiata haraki yakakoa. Kikia makatitia tokoa. Kaka kiaka koto. Kishiti hiata. Kahata ki. Tititiata namaste.
The universe shimmers with the coming of God to this world. It is that this place shall be the changing point for the universe. You ask why, but I cannot explain in detail all the different reasons why this place was chosen, but it has been. And as it is enlightened, and as it shows its light to the universe, there will be many things that will come after that will be of great and beautiful acceptance and honor and being.
David, go ahead.
Tiaro atariasa. Kien zanze atora hana yakikia ma shu rusumziara tera ma kieshu. Telanania tera kuskana hania ma achichura. Shaks nzara nieba kuro ma mpratnje kitura titiaha. Jenzara era nuro kore hatan zamanania tera kukuzara tashashu. Tela ru te ora kingie mahanania te. Ushkram mara prachuturiki. Tera turu unshikire niete wa aturuhu. Mera rooku asha. Peace.
Release yourself from the capturing vines of the world. They entangle you in their own deceptions and mistruths. Free yourself from the fears that bind you and cause you to stop and cause you not to be able to move forward. Clear yourself from all the thoughts and things that do not suit you or do not have any value with you. Clear yourself and be open to God, for he has a light and he is able to destroy the darkness around you. This is a time of great deceit, great information that isn't even of value. Some people may see it and be attracted to it, but it is not for you. Feel and know what God has for you. by knowing him better.
Wow, thank you very much for that. All right, that is the end of our webinar this week. Karen will be back next week. I'm not sure exactly who is going to be on, but she is going to be back next weekend. So if you liked what you heard today, please like and subscribe below. And thank you very much. And everyone have a wonderful week. And we will see you all next week.
Hey, Susan and Wendy, are you going to be there next week?
Susan has stepped out. She had a lunch date or something with her friends. But yes, I will be there next week. And I understand she will as well. We can just firm that up.
Are you doing the webinar next week?
Yes.
All right, very good.
Thank you very much. So Wendy, so show up next week with Karen and Wendy, and it will be a great time. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you.